Jesus teaches us to remain or abide in him. Abide or remain in him. And his argument, thank you, sir, is that, this is good. And his argument is, catch this, is that as we abide in him, we'll produce more fruit. Okay? Now, the process of abiding in Jesus requires two things. It requires us to be cut and to be pruned. Now, I'm going to ask you a question. Was that a cut or a prune? Doesn't cutting and pruning always feel the same? Feels the same. When God comes into our life and he starts doing this, we can never tell if it's a prune or a cut. So we start running and resisting it. And all God is trying to do is make our lives better. That's all he's doing. Now, here's the difference between cutting and pruning. Cutting is getting out of our life what doesn't need to be there. Cutting in this text is literally removing concrete things that don't have a good place in your life. They don't need to be there because they're jeopardizing your ability to grow and produce. We hate that because we like to have, and most times when God cuts things, he's cutting what we love the most and is blocking us from him. That's why we hate it. We don't like it. We don't enjoy it. We rather it be there because it makes us feel good. It makes us feel secure. It makes us feel like we even are closer to where God wants us to be. But really, God knows that thing doesn't need to be there at all. Why? Because he's trying to get us to a place where we can do what? Abide. Abide. But then the other thing is he prunes. And as you both were acknowledging, pruning is about removing things that can still grow, but it may grow in an unhealthy way. In fact, it may cause harm to our process and overall ability to be productive. So what does God do? Catch this. Look at this. You see this right here? You see these little beads here and these little buds coming up? You might look at that and say, oh, that's great. That looks good. Look at those buds. They're sprouting, ready to bloom. But what you don't see is all that death around there. Look at all that brown. Look at all that stuff there that is rotting away that could possibly affect the entire branch. So what does God do? Yes, it's growing, but it needs to go because it's hurting the health of the plant. And may I suggest to you today, brothers and sisters, there are some things that we're working in and towards and on that may be productive, but is hurting your overall ability to remain healthy.